So you can say the methods or the Nidana Panchaka for the examination of the rogas. Nidanam, Purvarupam, Rupa, Upashanupasha and Samprapti. Coming to the Nidana. The term Nidana can be used in two contexts. One is the diagnosis of a disease, that is Vyadhi Utpatti Jnapti, and the other one is the etiological factors. The word Nidana is used in two different contexts, but the meaning is the same. Nidana is nothing but the causative factor or the factors which are leading to the Vyadhi. Hedu Lakshana Nirdesha Nidanamidi. That is, Nidana is nothing but which gives us a detailed knowledge regarding the Hedu, that is the cause, Lakshana, symptoms, Nirdesha. Nirdesha meaning the Samprapti or the whole pathogenesis of Vyadi. Nirdishyade Vyadi Ranena iti Nidanam. That is, we will get a complete idea regarding the Vyadi through the Nidana. Nishchitya diyade pradibhadyade vyadirane idi nidanam. The same meaning is confirmed again. It is the method by which we are able to nishchitya diyade through the specific symptoms or through the specific causes. Pradibhadyade. Pradibhadyade means mentioned for the vyadi, we are able to come to the diagnosis. Nidiyade nibadyade heduvadi sambandho vyadiranena. That is, again, same meaning is explained repeatedly. We will get a complete idea regarding the Heduvadi. Heduvadi means Hedu Lakshana and the Samprapti of the Vyadi through the Nidana. And the second context of using Nidana is the etiological factors or Hedu Bhuda. Vyadi Utpatti Hedu Nidanam. That is the factors that is leading to the disease. Vyadi Utpatti Hedu is nothing but Nidana. That can be Vaivadi Prakopaha, that is Vadati Tridoshas, Tasya Punarahidahara Vihara Seva. Ahidahara Vihara Seva. Mityahara Vihara. Okay. Nidanam Karanamiho Uchyade, Tacheha, Vyadi Janagam, Vyadi Bodhagam Cha, Samanyana Uchyade. This is the opinion of Charaka. Nidana is nothing but the causative, Karana, that causative factors leading to Vyadi Janaka. Vyadi Bodhaka means we will get a complete idea of the disease once the Nidana is understood. The synonyms Nimitta Hedu Aidana Pratyaya Uttana Karanehi. This is according to Vakpada Acharya. In Ashtanga Sangraha, Karaka, Karta, Mula, Yoni. Again, it's my mistake, typing mistake. These are also mentioned as the synonyms. Here, Hedu means all the factors that leads to the initiation of the disease. Hedu means it can be tridoshas, the dushyas, all the external nija, agandu factors. Everything is included in the term Hedu. That is all the factors which leads to the disease. Nimitta means the certain signs that will be exhibited in our body as a lakshana, and this acts as the nimitta. Through this we can confirm the, or we will get the idea regarding the disease. That is why Nidana is also known as nimitta. Ayadana means the place of origin of the disease. For example, Jangala Desha is a place where Vata dosha is predominant, so the people living there or the population is more susceptible to Vada Vyadis. And that is mentioned, that is why Nidana is also known as Ayadana. And Pratyaya means the person knowingly or unknowingly will be indulging in the objects which turn to be the Nidana for the disease, like Mityahara. Okay. Then Uttana. Uttana means the Samuthana. That is the whole factors, the main fundamental factors for the initiation of the disease. And Karana. Again, Karana is the causative factor. Karaka, Karta, the main culprit in the causing the disease. Mula. Mula means the root cause for the initiation of the disease. Yoni. Yoni means Nidana is also known as Yoni because without Nidana, disease cannot manifest. That is why it is also called as Yoni. These explanations are being explained in Ashtanga Sangraham, Nidanam first chapter. Coming to the types, there are 4 types, 3 types, 2 types and 1 type of Nidana. We will discuss in detail. Regarding the 4 types of Nidana, Sannikrishta, Viprakrishta, Vyabhichari and Pradhanika. Again, the 3 types of Nidana is again of 2 category. One is Asatma Indriyartha Samyoga, Prajnabrada and Parinama. The next is dosha hetu, vyadi hetu, and upaya hetu. The two types of nidana is again of four categories: utpadaka vyanjaka, bahya abhyantara, prakrita vaikrita, anubandhya anubandha. And the one type of classification is ashaya apakarsha hetu. We'll come to it detailed. First is a Sannikrishta Nidana. Sannikrishto yada naktum dinarrudu bhuktamsha dosha pragopasya hetavaha nate chayadi kambamaksha nate chayadikam apekshante. Sannikrishta Nidana means that it is the near cause for causing a disease. Here, dosha pragopasya hetavaha, it can lead to dosha pragopa, that is the near cause. Nate chayadikam. Here, chayadi is not necessary to happen. Without chaya, the factors leading to the dosha prakopa is sannikrishta hetu. Example, naktam dinarudu, the diurnal variation of doshas, age during digestion, vayo ahoratri bhuktana, te anda madhyadikaha krama, isn't it? So in these areas, there will be natural vitiation of the doshas. There is no need for chaya to happen. That is, this is the natural causes. Sannikrishta Nidana. Viprakrishta Nidana is the distant cause. Viprakrishta yada hemande nijitaha sleshma. See, kapha will get chaya in the hemanda ritu. Vasande kapha rogakrit. In the vasanta ritu, kapha gets prakopa and will lead to the disease. This is the Viprakrishta Nidana. Here, essentially, chaya must happen for the disease to manifest. This is the Viprakrishta Nidana or the distant cause. Coming to Vebhichari yada yo durbalatvat vyadikarana asamarthaha. Listen, Vebhichari is the durbala or the weak cause for producing the disease. Vyadikarana asamartha. It means that Vebhichari hetu cannot produce a vyadi alone because it is durbala. It needs the supporting factors like dosha dusha samurchana or embed agni or the external favorable factors for Vebhichari hetu to manifest into a disease. Or else we can say that Vebhichari hetu will wait for a favorable time to manifest into a vyadi. It is the durbala hetu. We can say that mithya viruddhahara. See, if you take curd and fish together on a single day, you will not get a disease. But if it is prolonged for a longer period of time, and if the favorable conditions like dosha, dusha, samurchana has happened in between, then that will lead to either kushta or vata shonita. Okay. Coming to the pradhanika, pradhanika is the most important cause that will lead to the vyadi. Pradhaniko yada vishati, just like visha. Just like visha instantaneously causes a disease manifestation in our body, there will be sudden manifestation of the symptoms. Here, there is no need for chaya as well as prakopa to happen. Okay, we can conclude. We can say that all the Agaduja type of variety can be included under Pradhanika Hetu. So that was about the four types of Nidana, Sannikrishta, Viprakrishta, Vebhichari, Pradhanika. I hope it is clear. Moving to the three types of categories: Asatma Indriyartha Samyoga, Prajnabharata, and Parinama. Asatma Indriyartha Samyogo, Ayoga, Adiyoga, Mithya Yoga Upayukta, Rupa Rasadeha. It is the excessive ayoga or the non-utilization, adiyoga, excessive, or mithya yoga of the rupa rasadya. Rupa rasadya means our sense organs. Excessive visualization. One example I have taken is the chakshurindriya. In what we see nowadays is we are excessively what we are using our mobile phones, screens. There is excess screen time, isn't it? That can be taken under adiyoga. And ayoga is not at all seeing any objects, not at all using any of our sense organs. Mithya yoga means we can take it as visualizing the mobile phones in a dim light, seeing objects either too closely or very far or excessive exposure. Okay, that can be taken as mithya yoga. Here the question can be asked regarding asatma indriyartha samyoga alone. If that is the case, you have to explain the rupa rasadi with each indriya. Give example for each indriya Chakshurindriya, Rasanendriya, Shabdendriya, Adiyoga, Ayoga, and Mitya Yoga. Each one you have to explain. Or else, if it is in general Nidana, this much is enough. That was about Asatmya Indriyartha Samyoga. Here only I have mentioned regarding Chakshurendriya, but you have to, if the question is specifically asked, then mention about Sravanendriya, Kranendriya, etc. Coming to Prajna Aparadha, Prajna Aparadho Mithya Jnanadi. That is, Prajna Aparadha means we know that doing this is wrong. With that knowledge itself, if we are continuing that act, it is known as Prajna Aparadha. You understood that? You say, I'll explain. Prajnabarado Mithya Jnanadi. That can come in three ways. Karma, Vak, Mana, Sharira Pravarti. Tatra, Vak, Mana, Sharira, Adipravarti Radiyogaha. The Prajnaparada can happen in three ways, through karma, vak, and manas. Vak Mithya Yoga means Kalahapriya, Parusha Vajanadi. You know, abusive language or using verbal abuse is wrong. But still, out of emotions or out of anger, you are using it against a person. There it is the Vak Mithya Yoga or Prajnaparada. Understood? Mana Mithya Yoga means all the manasika factors like bhaya, shoga, krodha, lobha, moha. It is reasonable to get shoga over. There will be some circumstances where you will be worried or you will be sad, but that's okay. But excessive or Mithya Yoga, oh, that is bhaya for very often very little things. That is Prajnaparada. Sharira Mithya Yoga means Vegadharana Udirana. You know, suppression of urges will lead to Vata Prakopa. But because of the working atmosphere or due to any unforeseen circumstances, you are still withholding the urges, then that can turn into a Sharira Mithya Yoga. Then Padana, Anga Pranidhana, Mardana, Pranoparoda, the falls, accidents, whatever happens to the Sharira, are all included under Sharira Mithya Yoga Prajnaparada. Is it clear? Coming to Parinama. Parinama, the term Parinama and Kala are being together or synonymously used by Chataka. That is Kalaha Puna Parinama Uchyate. Parinama is nothing but the time period or the uh, what the time compass of Ridu. Here mainly Ridu is being focused. Parinamo Ayogati Yukta Ridu Swabhavaja Shridadeha. Ridu Swabhavaja. That is the whatever happening in the Ridu. Ridu Swabhavaja Shridadeha. It means that, you know, in the Hemanta Ridu, what is happening? It is cold, Shida, isn't it? In Grishma Ridu, it is hot. Varsha Ridu, it is rainy. That is mentioned by that normal parinama or the normal timely changes is being mentioned by parinama or kala. Any changes that happens in this normalcy can act as the nidana. Okay. Now, kala adiyoga. The example is tatra adimatra swalakshana. One, we can say that in a winter season, extreme coldness, if it is experienced, that is the adimatra of the swalakshana. Kala Ayoga, Hina Swalakshana. That is, in Varsha Ritu, there should be normal rainfall, isn't it? But Hina Swalakshana means no rainfall in Varsha Ritu. And coming to Kala Mithya Yoga means Swalakshana Viparita Lakshanastu. That is the opposite or improper manifestation of the features will be seen. That is either no rainfall in the rainy season. Instead of that, there will be coldness or hotness, or the person will feel sweat. That is the Mithya Yoga of Kal. These all can act as the Nidana. The next category is Dosha Hedu, Vyadhi Hedu, Upahedu. From the term itself, you can explain what they are. Dosha Hedu means the normal Chaya Prakopa Prashama that is happening in the respective Ridus are the Dosha Hedu. Vyadhi Hedu means there will be specific Nidana which is leading to a disease. Like we can say that Mrit, consumption of Mrit will lead to Mritbhakshnajanya Pandu. Excessive consumption of Kulata will lead to Amla Pitta. Excessive usage of Masha will lead to Kapha Pitta Vikara. That is the Vyadhi There will be specific hedus that will lead to the vyadi. Ubhay hedu means it includes the both. That is, there will be simultaneous aggravation of both vada as well as rekta. That is happening in vada rekta. Vada will be aggravated due to vada prakopan karanas, as well as at the other side rekta will be also getting vitiated. And when both rekta and vitiated vada combines together, a whole new vitiation of rekta will happen. That is vada rekta. So upaya hetu is, we can give an example as vada rekta. The next is the two types of categories: Utpadaka Hedu and Vyanjaka Hedu. Utpadaka Hedu example is Hemandajo Madura Rasa Kapasya. We know in Hemanda Rudu, Kapha is getting Chaya, isn't it? Why? Because there is Madura Rasa predominance over the in Hemanda Rudu, and because of that, that favors the Chaya of Kapha dosha in Hemanda Rudu. That is the Utpadaka Hedu. Vyanjaka Hedu means again the Kafasya Vyanjago Vasande Surya Santapaha. You know, in Vasanta Ritu, Kapha will get Pragopa. Why? Because of exposure to Surya Santapa. Okay. Bahya Hedu and Abhyantara Hedu. Bahya Hedu means from the term itself you can understand all the external factors. Ahara, Ajara, Kala. The Ahara, Ajara means Ahara, Vihara and the Kala will turn out act as Bahya Hedu. Abhyantara Hedu means Abhyantara Yada Dosha Dushyasha. The vitiation of the doshas and the dushya. Here we can say that in Vada Prakopa Karana you have studied Grishma Aho Ratri Puktande, isn't it? So that all we can consider as Bahya Hedu, whereas the internal happening, Abhyantara Hedu, that is vitiation of Ruksha Guna or excessive Chala Guna, all can be taken under Abhyantara Hedu. Coming to Prakrita Hedu and Vaikrita Hedu. Prakrito Yada Vasande Sleshma Sharadi Pittam Pravarshi Vayuhu. That is the normal vitiation of kapha in the Vasanta Ritu, kapha pragopa happening in Vasanta Ritu because Chaya has already happened in the Hemanta. Sharadi Pitta. Pitta pragopa will happen in the Sharat Ritu. Pravarshi Vayuhu. Vada will vitiate in the Pravritu. This is the Prakrita Hetu means this is the normal Pragopa stage where these doshas will be aggravated in the normal stage. That is included under Prakrita Hetu, or this is also known as Prakriti Hetu. If the coming to Vaikrita Hetu means Vaikruto Vasante Pitta Vayurva. In Vasanta Ritu, if Pitta and Vayu Pragopa will happen, it is known as Vaikrita Hetu because this is manifesting due to abnormal seasons. This is not the natural manifestation. This is the abnormal manifestation. Varshasu Kapam Pittamba. In Varsha Ritu, Kapha Pitta Prakopa is happening. Actually, in Varsha Ritu, what should happen? Sharadi Kapho Vayurva. In Sharad Ritu, Kapha and Vada Prakopa is happening. This is the abnormalcy. Regarding Anubandhya and Anubandha, Anubandhya Pradhanam. It is the primary cause, whereas Anubandha is Anubandho Apradhanam. This can be considered as the secondary cause or the Upatravas, which is having the opposite lakshanas. The main cause is the primary cause is Anubandhya Pradhanam, whereas the Anubandha is the secondary causes, or one Vyadi which leads to the other Vyadi, Jwara that leads to the Rekta Pitta. That is the secondary cause or the Upadrava. Anubandha can be considered as the Upadrava also. Now, Asya Abhakarsha Hedu, this is very important. This itself can be asked as a question for 5 or 3 marks. Yada Swamanastidameva dosham so Asyadagrisya Vayuhu Sthana Anandaram Gamayadi Tada Swamanasto Abhi Savikaram Janayadi. That is, the norm Asyabarshan means the displacement of the doshas from the normal sthana under the influence of Vada. Here, one dosha will be normal. That is, Yada Swamanastidameva dosham. The dosha will be normal in its quantity as well as quality in its own. So Ashayat, in its own site, it will be in the state of normalcy. But because of Vayu, Agrishya Vayuhu, what will happen? Sthana Anandaram Gamayadi. That can be either urdhagati, adhogati or turyagati. In any way, it will move from it gets displaced from its normal sthana, and as a result, wherever it is getting lodged, there vigara is janayati, vigara is produced. This is Ashya Apakarsha Hedu. And there are actually 12 alternate conditions where this stages can happen. If this Ashya Apakarsha Hedu is specifically asked, you have to explain all the 12 different conditions. But for the time being, I have mentioned given only one example, that is Pragridistam Yada Pittam Marudaha Sleshmanaha She. Here, what is in the Prakriti stage? Pitta. Pitta is in the Prakriti or the normal stage. And Sleshmanaha She. Kapha is in the Shaya condition. Marudaha Stanat Adaya. With under the influence of Vada, it will be displaced from the normal sthana. Gatreshu Yatra Yatra Visarpati. It can move to any place. And Tada, wherever it is lodged there, Tada Vedascha Dahascha Tatra Tatra Anavastha. Depending on the site it is getting lodged, Veda Daha, other symptoms will be produced. Gatra Deshe Bhavatyasya Sramo Daurbalimeva. That is, wherever the vitiated dosha is being lodged, symptoms will be produced. This is the Ashya Apakarsha Hetu. Regarding the importance of Nidana in Chikitsa, we can know the vitiated dosha, Dushya, Samprapti Khadakas, once the Nidana is understood. And then, hence we can easily choose the medicines for the treatment. Bhavi Vyadhi can be predicted. That is, Mityahara Vihara, excessive consumption can turn into Kushta or Vadashonida. It clears any sandeha or doubts regarding the diagnosis. If the if the physician is having any doubt, asking about the nidana will clear the doubt. And it helps in achieving a good prognosis also. That is, if whether vada is getting vitiated by shida guna or ruksha guna or avarna, in each case, the treatment is different, isn't it? So only by asking the nidana, we can come to the conclusion of which guna has been aggravated here, and so we can plan the treatment, and so we can achieve a good prognosis. And nidana parivarjanameva chikilsa, isn't it? So once the nidana is avoided, it indicates that chikilsa is getting fruitful. That is, in jwara there is pitta vitiation that will lead to the sandapa or the ushma in the body. Hence, those factors which are provoke pitta should be avoided. Sanchepadaha kriya yoge nidana parivarjana. That is, a good treatment depends upon nidana parivarjana. That was about nidana. Coming to purvarupa. Purvarupam pragutpatti lakshanam vyadehe. That is the prodromal symptoms. Purvaja purvarupa kya? Avyakta lakshana. Here the difference between purvarupa and rupa is that avyakta lakshana. That is, the symptoms will appear even before actual disease is manifested. That is why it is called avyakta. The next slog is very important by Ashtanghrida Nidanam. Pragrupam yena lakshyate utpit suramaya. Utpit suramaya utpatti. Amaya means vyadi. The vyadi which is going to be manifested. Utpit. Utpit means utpatti or utbhavadi. Dosha visheshayana na adishtitaha. We cannot predict which dosha is responsible for that particular vyadi. Lingam avyakta. The lakshanas will be avyakta. Alpatva. It will be mild. Vyadinam tadyadayada. This is Purvarupa. Here the symptoms will be appearing even before the manifestation of the actual Vyadi. It will be Avyakta and Alpatva. Okay. And there are two types of Purvarupa. Samanya Vishishta. Samanya means it is the general prodromal symptoms where the doshic predominance is unknown. Tatra Samanyam Yena Dosha Dusha Samurchana. The dosha dusha samurchana will be already happened there, but still we cannot predict nadu vyadadi janidatvati visheshaha, which is responsible, which dosha is mainly predominant there, that we cannot understand. Vishishta dosha means there, Vishishta Purvarupa means there the dosha predominance is clearly understood. Vishishtam yada urek shadadav lingani eva vadadi janya vektani. That is, whether in urekshada or in vada vyadi, we can understand that which dosha is predominant there, and hence we can manage the treatment. Example also in Jara Purva Rupa, Alasyam Nayane, Sasre Jrumbhanam, Gauravam Klamaha. That is, we can understand which dosha is predominant over there. Jrumbha Atyartham Samirana. Excessive yawning is due to the predominance of Vata. Pittat Nayane or Daha. It is due to the involvement of Pitta, there is burning sensation in the eyes. Kafat Anna Arujis Tada. There will be anorexia due to the predominance of Kapha dosha. This is the Vishishta Purva Rupa, where the doshi predominance is understood. Moving on to the another classification of Purva Rupa, that is Sharira Manasa and Sharira Manasa. Sharira Purva Rupa, so easy to understand, that is Jarasya Alasya Asya Vairasya Gatra Gaurava Jrumpa Sasrakulakshita. These are the symptoms that are manifesting in the Sharira. Before the actual manifestation of the Vyadi, these prodromal symptoms will be manifested. Those symptoms which are manifested in the Sharira is known as Sharira Purva Rupa. But as the symptoms like Aradir, Hidopadesheshu Akshandi, Aradi Eva Prayam, these are the Manasika Purva Rupas. Sharira Manasa means it includes the both. Pridir Amla Padushane, that is a desire for Amla and Padu, whereas a hatred or Dvesha to Swadushu Bhakshyeshu. That was about the Purva Rupa. Moving to Rupa. Rupa is nothing but the Vyakta Lakshana. Tadeva Vyaktadam Yadam Rupamit Abhidyede. Those clear-cut signs and symptoms are Rupa. Prodromal symptoms or Avyakta Lakshana was Purva Rupa. Here, Vyakta Lakshana is Rupa. Pradurphuta Lakshana Punarlinga. Utpanna Vyadehe Swarupam. That is it is the Rupa is the Swarupa of the Utpanna Vyadi. That is what the Vyadi which has been manifested. Or from these symptoms, we can understand that these are the diagnostic symptoms of this Vyadi. Utpanna Vyadi Bodhakam Eva Lingam Rupa. This is the definition given by Madhukosha commentary. That is nothing but the complete manifestation of the symptoms of the Utpanna Vyadi. There will be complete manifestation of the symptoms. That is Rupa. The synonyms are Samsthanam, Vyanjanam, Lingam, Lakshanam, Chinnam and Agriti. Again, Rupa is also of two types. Samanya and Vishesha. Samanya means the general. Jara Samanya Rupa. Vishesha symptom is those which are pertaining to the specific doshas. Vada, Pitta, Kapha, Jara Lakshana or Agadunja Jara Lakshana, like that. That is the Vishesha or the specific symptoms. Vishesha Rupa. Why Rupa is important? Because it conveys the dosha and the avastha of the Vyadi. And when Purva Rupa is, if completely turns into a Rupa, there the Vyakta Lakshana will be manifested and such a case is Asadhya. But if the Pragrupa is incompletely turning into a Rupa, there the Lakshana will be Avyakta only. So that stage is Sadhya. And it also indicates the site of manifestation of the disease. Like in the case of Kushta, there will be specific site for Vijarchika as in the souls or Vipadika in the souls. So that Rupa indicates the site of manifestation of the disease. Now moving on to Upashaya and Anupashaya. Hedu Vyadi Viparyasta Arthakarinam Aushada Anna Viharanam Upayogam Sukhavaham Vidyad Upashayam Vyadehe Sahi Satmyamidi Smritaha. So Upashaya is nothing but the Upashaya and Anupashaya. When we are having a confusion regarding the diagnosis of a disease, we go for Upashaya and Anupashaya. And this is, we can say that it is an explorative therapy. If by Upashaya, if the patient is getting relief, well, that is Sukhavaham. We come to the diagnosis as this roga is this. But that is another definition for Upashaya is Guda Lingam Vyadim Upashaya Anupashayapyam Parishit. If the Vyadi is of Guda Linga, that is from the symptom, if we are unable to understand which disease that is, we use Upashaya Anupashaya. One example is in the case of Urustamba and Vada Vyadi. The patient will be coming with the symptom of stiffness of the thighs. So even after taking a detailed history of the patient also, if we are still unable to come to the conclusion whether it is Urustamba or Vada Vyadi, what we will do is that we will give Snehana therapy. If by Snehana the patient is getting relief, we can come to the conclusion that it is Vada Vyadi. But by the application of Snehana, If the condition is aggravating, then that is Urustapa. That is mentioned by Gudalingam Vyadi. So, those Aushada Anna Vihara Ubayogam, with the usage of those Aushada Anna and Vihara, which are Hedu Vyadi Viparita. Opposite to Hedu, opposite to Vyadi, Viparita, but Viparyasta Arthakarina means even though we are using in an antagonistic way, it is actually for the better treatment. Vidyadupashayam Vyadehe. All those treatment measures are known as Upashaya. Sahi Satmya Midi Smritaha. That will bring Sukha or Satmya to the patient. Viparito Anupashya. The entirely opposite condition is Anupashya. That is Aushada Anna Vihara, which are Viparita to the patient, is Upashaya. Vyadi Asatmya Apisamchita. It is also known as Asatmya. Now, there of Upashaya Anupashaya is of 18 types. This is the detailed examples are given in Chakrabani commentary in the Charakamnidana first chapter. Hetu Viparita Aushada, the example is in Shita Kapha Jvara, we use Shundi. Why Shundi? Because Shundi is Ushna Guna, and because of its Ushna Guna, it will act against the Shita Kapha Jvara as well as helps in the Jvara Hara also. Okay, and again in the case of Srama, in Jvara, when the person is having Srama, their Drakshadi Yoga is mentioned. This is actually Hedu Viparita Aushada. Regarding Hetu Viparita Anna, in Srama Vada Jwara, the Jwara which has arisen due to Srama as well as Vada, their usage of Mamsa Rasa is advised. Understood? That is, this method or this treatment method is actually opposite to that of the Hetu or the cause leading to the disease. And in the case of Divasopna, we advise Nisha Jagra because due to Divasopna, there will be more Kapha Prakopa, and that Kapha Prakopa will be subsided by Nisha Jagra. That is the Hedu Viparita Vihara. Regarding Vyadi Viparita Aushada, usage of Pata in Adhisara. Adhisara is Tambanam Pata. Okay. Another example is usage of Shirisha in Visha, Khadira in Kushta, Haridra in Prameha, because these drugs are having the opposite qualities of the Vyadi, and hence these are the Aushadas that can act opposite to the Vyadi as well as bring us Satmya. Vyadi Viparita Anna, that is the Anna that has been used opposite to the Vyadi. That is Adhisare Stambanam Masuradi. Use of Masur dal for Adhisara, it will bring the Stambana or Vyadi Viparita. And Pravahana treatment or the downward treatment in the case of Udavarta. Udavarta is the upward or the Urdhva Gati of Vata. So there the treatment must be Pravahana. That is the Vyadi Viparita Vihara. Coming to Ubhaya Viparita Anna, in Vada Shobha, usage of Dashamula, because Dashamula has got both Vadahara property as well as Shobhahara property. So Ubhaya Viparita Aushada is, one example is Dashamula. Regarding Ubhaya Viparita Anna, in the case of Shita Jwara, Ushna Jwarakna Yavagu. Ushna Jwarakna Yavagu, like Panchagola or Marija, that can be added, which are having Ushna property as well as Jwarakna property, and Yavagu is prepared and given to the patient in the case of Shida Jwara, that is Ubhaya Viparita Anna. And then Tandra, which Ubhaya Viparita Vihara, the Tandra which arises due to Snikta, excessive Snikta usage, followed by Divasopna. There the treatment we have to adopt is Yuruksha Ahara Vihara along with Nisha Jakra. Why? To reduce the excessive kapha there. Now, regarding the Hedu Viparita Arthakari. Did you understand how these 18 types are coming? Hedu Viparita Aushada is 1, Hedu Viparita Anna is 2, Hedu Viparita Vihara is 3. Again, Vyadi Viparita Aushada 4, Vyadi Viparita Anna, Vyadi Viparita Vihara. Likewise, 9 have been explained here. Then the next 9. Hedu Viparita Arthakari. Viparita Arthakari means with those measures Aushada, Anna, or Vihara, which are working against the causative factors. See, in Adisara, we are giving milk. Why? Because in an Adisara patient, what will happen if milk is given? Again, milk is also having a laxative property, isn't it? But why we are choosing such a measure is to for the quick recovery of the patient as well as speedy recovery of the disease. That is known by the Hedu Viparita Arthakari. Actually, the treatment is we feel that it is against the causative factors, but it is actually not against. Okay. Hedu Viparidharthakari Aushada. Here, in one example is in Pitta Pradhana Pachimana Shobha, we are giving Pitta Pradhana Pachimana Shobha. There, already it is in the stage of a suppuration. Pitta Pradhana. There, we are giving Pitta Gara Ushna Upanaha. Again, it is hot in potency. Upanaha is again hot in potency. Why we are giving? For easy suppuration only. Because applying such an Ubanaha, the next day itself, that pus will rupture and a speedy recovery is brought there. Understood? That is meant by Viparita Arthakari. Okay. Example for Hedu Viparita Arthari Anna is in Pitta Pradhana. Same case in Pitta Pradhana Pachyamana Shoha, we are giving Vidahi Anna in order to bring out the excessive Pitta vitiation there and to remove it all on a quickly. We are giving the Vidahi Anna there. Hedu Viparitaarthakari Vihara example is in Vadaja Unmada Trasana. In Vada Unmada, already the patient will be having a phaya over minor things. There, as a treatment method, we are inducing Trasana, inducing fear to the Unmada person. Vyadi Viparitaarthakari Aushada, like usage of Madanaphala in Chardi. You know Madanaphala is used for Vamana, and when used in Chardi, it is actually the therapeutic benefit. And usage of Adis in milk in Adisara, and again inducing Vamana for Shardi. It is the Vyadi Viparidharthakari Vihara. Inducing Vamana by external means in the case of a Shardi condition. Ubhaya Viparidharthakari means both Hedu and Vyadi Viparidharthakari. Example for Aushadha is in Agni Plushta Dakta. Dakta means burns caused by Agni or Ushnada or fire. There we give Aguru Lepa. Aguru is again hot in potency. Okay. But that is for the treatment purpose. Then where there will be a condition where excessive usage of Kadu, Amla, Ushna will lead to Pitta Vritti. There for the therapeutic benefit we are using Amla Rasa predominant Amlaga. Amlaga is already Amla, having Amla Rasa. There Amla Amlaga is mentioned. Why? Because Amlaga having excessive Amla Guna is being used taken for the treatment over there. And Ubhaya Viparita Arthakari Anna is usage of Madhya in Mandatyaya. And Ubhaya Viparita Kartari Vihara is swimming, advising swimming for a person where there is Vada Vyadi that have arisen due to Adivyayama. Okay, so again these 9 and the previous 9 makes the 18 types of Ubhashaya and Upashaya. Upashaya. Now coming to the Anupashaya. As I explained previously, Vibarido Anupashaya. All the measures that have been, which are actually aggravating the cause is Anupashaya. Vyadi Asatmya. Asatmya Abhisamjita. By the usage of Anupashaya, there will not be any relief to the patient. Aushadana Viharana Upayogaha Sevanam Asukavaha. That is, there will be no relief by the usage of Aushadana Vihara. Tasya Paryaya Vyadi Asatmya. Hemadri explains that Asatmya is the Paryaya of Anupashaya. Moving on to Samprapti. Yada Dushtena Doshena Yada cha Anuvisarpada Nivarti Ramesya aso Samprapti. That is, there will be Dushta Doshena means all the Tridosha vitiation. Yada cha Anuvisarpada happening throughout the body. Nivarti Ramaya. Amaya means Nivarti, Amaya. They are the synonyms leading to Vyadi. Jadi, the synonyms are Jadi, Agadi, Nivarti, Nishpatti. Okay. Now coming to the types, actually there are 5 types of Samprapti and the 6th variety is explained by Charaga, that is the Vidhi Samprapti. Coming to Sankhya Samprapti, Sankhya means what? Number. So, Tatra Sankhya, Tavad Ashtau Jvara, that is 8 types of Jvara, Trividam Rektapitam, 3 types of Rektapitta, Panchakasa iti, 5 types of Kasa, 5 types of 8 types of Gulma, 7 types of Kushta, 18 types of Kushta. All these numbers are related to Sankhya Samprapti. Vikalpa Samprapti means that is the Doshanam Samavedana Vikalpo Amsha Kalpana. That is Amsha Kalpana of the doshas involved in the dosha dusha samurshna. That is example, which guna of Vada is responsible for the manifestation of this disease. Like excessive Chala guna will lead to Kampa. Excessive Ruksha guna will lead to Rauksheda over the Twak Parushya. Likewise, excessive Amla guna of Pitta will lead to Amla Pitta. Drava guna of Pitta is more in Adisara. Likewise, the Amshamsha Kalpana of the vitiated doshas is explained by Vikalpa Samprapti. Moving on to Pradhanya Samprapti, Pradhanyam Punar Doshanam Taratamabhyam Upalabhyate Tatra Doyo Taraha Trishu Tamaiti. That is, if there are involvement of 2 doshas, then the term Tara is used to denote the Pradhana dosha involved there. If there are 3 doshas involved, the term Tama is used to denote the predominant dosha which is responsible for the Samprapti. Pradhanyam Vyadinam Anubandhaka Vedat Taratamayot Dva. That is, there are again 2 types, Anubandhya Pradhanam, Anubandhako Apradhanam. That is, I have previously explained in the Nidana part. That is, Anubandhya is the Pradhana factor, whereas Anubandhaka is the Apradhana or the secondary factor. Moving on to Bela Samprapti. Bela Samprapti is understanding the disease. Bela Abala Vishesho Heduvadika Snayu Heduvadikat Snayur Aveva Vibhavanya. It means that understanding the strength of the disease based on the Heduvadi, that is Hedu Lakshana, etc. And Aveva Vibhavanya, based on the organ involved, area involved, age, all are included under Bela Abala Vishesha. Based on the strength of these factors, a disease is understood. That is meant by Bela Samprapti. Coming to Kala Samprapti, Kala I told you in the previous slides, Kala is nothing but that indicates the progression of the time. That can be Bela Kala Visheshaha Punar Vyadina. That is the aggravation of the doshas depending upon the Ridu Ahoratra Ahara Kala Vidirvineda Bhavet. That is with respect to the seasons, timing of the day, age, night, and intake of food. You know, according to Vayo Ahoratri Puktana, Pragupyadi Samirna, isn't it? So, based upon the intake of food as well as digestion, the strength of the doshas changes. Moving on to the 6th type, which is explained by Charaga alone, that is Vidhi Samprapti. Vidhi means Vidirnama Divido Vyadayo Nija Agandu Pedena. That is the types of disease or the variety of disease. Divido, 2 types of Vyadhi, that is Nija and Agandu Pedena. Trivida, 3 types of Vyadhi, like based on the 3 doshas. Chadurvida, 4 types of Vyadhis based on Sadhya, Sadhya, Mrudu, Daruna, Pedena. That is Vidisha Pragaro Veda Ityartha. Vidhi simply means the Veda or the types or variety of diseases. Now, what's the importance of Nidana Panchaka? We can give that, we can explain the importance of Nidana Panchaka in 3 main headings, that is diagnostic, therapeutic, as well as prognostic. The diagnostic importance of knowing Nidana Panchaka is that regarding understanding Hedu, we can come to understand the either existing or the forthcoming Vyadhi. Okay. And regarding Purva Rupa, we can differentiate a disease when certain diseases have the same Hedu or the Lakshana. Like what? Mityahara Vihara, that same Hedu is being explained for both Vada Shonita as well as Kushta, isn't it? But only through the detailed Purva Rupa as well as Rupa, we can come to a differentiation between the 2 diseases. And Rupa, again, that will lead to the diagnosis directly. Ubashaya, Rupa is the actual diagnostic tool. or the clear-cut lakshanas of the disease. Upashaya, like I told you, we can diagnose the Gudha Linga Vyadhi. I told you the previous example of Urustamba and Vada Vyadhi. Application of Snehana will bring comfort in the case of Vada Vyadhi, whereas application of Sneha will aggravate the condition if the case is Urustamba. Regarding the Samprapti, fact is responsible for the manifestation of disease is understood. So these are the diagnostic importance of knowing the Nidana Panchaka. Moving on to the therapeutic importance, there Hedu is the prime cause, isn't it? Hedu, Nidana Parivarjana Meva Chikilsa. Hence, the treatment must be aimed in removing the Nidana or the Hedu. And avoidance of causative factors is the main step to prevent the further pathogenesis, isn't it? Sankshepadah Kriya Yogo Nidanasya Parivarjana. Nidana Parivarjana is the main step for the prevention of the disease into further stage or for Chikitsa. Now, treatment in the Purva Rupa stage prevents progression into the next stage, isn't it? Prescription of medicines in the initial stage or in the prodromal stage itself will prevent the further progression. Like advising ghee to take in Vadika Jwara Purva Rupa. If started in that stage itself, it becomes very easy to manage at that stage itself. And Rupa helps in Vyadhi Pratiniga Chikitsa. Rupa is actually the exact clinical manifestation of the disease. Therefore, based on the Rupa, we can plan the treatment according to the Vyadhi or the based on the dosha predominance. Upasha is the trial and error method, and Samprapti helps in the Samprapti Vikadana, that is what to choose. Shodhana or Shamana or Lankana should be choose depending upon the Samprapti or the doshas involved. We can go for the Samprapti Vikadana. Now, regarding the prognostic importance, if the Hedu is Hedu, Purvarupa, and Rupa, if they are all mild, then it means the prognosis is good. That is, in that stage itself, if we are giving the treatment, we can either cure the disease itself or we can prevent the progression into the next stage. But if the Hedu is strong, then that indicates a poor prognosis of the disease. And again, if all the Purva Rupas and the Rupas are observed, then that means the person is going to die. Again, the involvement of Tridoshas, Saptadhadus, etc. indicates the poor prognosis. So, thus we come to the end of our session. Now, anywhere you need more clarification? This is a very important Nidana Panchaga, Ashtasthana Parisha and Dashavita Parisha. These are all essay mark questions. But if you are getting a question only on Nidana Panchaga, no need to explain so much in detail. But based on the headings explained in these slides, you can explain it. If the question is only on Upashya and Upashya, you can explain the types regarding this exam with these examples, or else you can just mention only the 18 types and mention very few examples only. Because you won't be getting enough time for writing all these examples. And you can refer Chakrapani commentary also while going through these portions. Anywhere you need a clarification or any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. In the next class, I will deal with, not me, Ashwini madam will deal with Ashtasthana as well as Dashavita Parisha, and the notes regarding Trivita Parisha and Shatvita Parisha will be sent to you. You can go through the portions.
Okay, ma'am.
This is a very important portion. No, you cannot skip any points over there. Okay, this is a very concise form only. While reading or while going through these chapters, you will get more and more ideas. But these are at least these slogas mentioned in the slides. you have to write. Very, very important question. You will get it in all the exams. Nidana Panchaka, either Nidana Panchaka as a whole, or explain regarding Samprapti, or explain regarding Nidana, or Purvarupa, likewise also. Go through the portion. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can put it in the chat box, okay? In the our channel.
Telegram group. Yes, ma'am.
Telegram channel. Yes. Go through it. Okay.
Okay.
Doctor, you can start now.
Okay. Good evening, scholars. Today we are with our another important syllabus point, that is the principles of Chikitsa. So let's begin with the Nirukti, Vyutpatti of the term Chikitsa. It is derived from the term Kit Rogapanayane. Kit. Kit Dhatu is used for the eradication of the disease. Moving to the Nirukti, all the Nirukti, if, you can collect maximum references regarding the Nirukti, because Chikitsa itself is an important question. You can get a question of 20 marks regarding the definitions of Chikitsa itself. But here only I have highlighted the most important Niruktis. This at least you have to mention it in your answers. Chikitsa Ruk Pratikriya, it is derived, taken from Amarakosha reference, meaning Ruk means what? Roga. So those Pratikriya or the methods that are adopted for the removal of the disease is Chikitsa. Chikitsa Tat Pradikara. The same meaning only, it is taken from Raja Nikandu. All the measures are adapted for removing the Ruk or the Roga. Chikitsa Roga Nidane Pradikara. It is taken from Vaidyaka Shapta Sindhu, meaning Chikitsa is that treatment measure where the removal of causative factors is given the importance. That is Roga Nidana Pradikare. All the treatment measures that are focusing on removing the Roga Nidana is Chikitsa. Coming to the another important definition, Ya Kriya Vyadhiharini Sa Chikitsa Nigatyate. You have Vyadhiharini. Understood, isn't it? So Vyadhiharini, that measures which are eradicating the Vyadhi is Chikitsa Nigatyate, is called as Chikitsa. And coming to the definition from Charaga, Chadurnam Vishagadinam Shastanam Dadu Vaikrute Pravartir Dadu Samyartha So the Chadurna Vishagadi Dhatu Vaikrute, where there is Dhatu Vaikrute, brings the Dhatu back to its Samidhyate. Once more, the measures, this sloka is very, very important regarding the definition of Chikitsa. By heart it, okay? Chadurnam Vishagadinam Shastana. The Chadushpadas of our Shastra. Using that Chadushpada Chadushtaya, the pravarti, the measures, the interventions and methods that brings the vigrita dhatu to the samyavastha. Okay, that into the normalcy is known as chikitsa. Moving to the synonyms of the word chikitsa: chikitsidam, vyadhiharam, patyam, sadhanam, aushadam, prayashchittam, prashamanam, prakriti sthapanam, hidam. This is taken from Charagam Chikitsa first chapter. Okay, this is also important. You can again get a question regarding the synonyms of chikitsa alone. So go through all the definitions of chikitsa. Chikitsidam, vyadhiharam, patyam, sadhanam, aushadam, prayashchittam, prashamanam, prakriti sthapanam, hidam. The first word, chikitsa. Kedudum ichchadi idi chikitsa. That is ichchadi. Ichcha means what? A desire. A desire to treat disease is nothing but chikitsa. Kedudum ichchadi idi chikitsa. Vyadhihara. Vyadhi harati. Understood? Vyadhi harati. Harana of vyadhi, or the removal of the vyadhi, removal of ailments is the derivation for vyadhihara. Patya. Padi srodasi hidam. Srodasi hidam, that which is beneficial or desirable to our srodhas, is known as patya. So patya is again a synonym for chikitsa because chikitsa is bringing the dhadus to its normalcy. So by the usage of those dravyas or the measures which are hidam to the srodhasi or padi. Okay. Then sadhanam. Sadhyadi swastha yasmat, the measures which helps to maintain the swasthada or health. Those measures which brings the person back to its swasthana is known as sadhanam. Prayashchitam. Prayaha papa vijaniyat chittam tasya vishodhanam. Prayaha pape vijaniyat, that is the removal of fear from the disease, fear of disease from the mind. Chittam tasya vishodhanam, from the chitta, those measures which helps in removing the fear of disease is prayashchitta. Prashamana. Udiyamana nanavida vyadhi prashamanat. Udiyamana nanavida vyadhi prashamanat. Same meaning only, Acharya has been using different terms only. That is the ability or the chikitsa measures which helps to pacify the disease. Prashamanat. Prashamana means to pacify the vyadhi. Prakriti sthapanam? No. Hidam. Hidam poshagatvat. That which provides the poshaka or the nutrition to the body is hida. Pravarti. Pravartistu pradikarma samarambhava. This is taken from Charagam Vimanam 8th chapter. Pradikarma chikitsa. In the pradikarma, the term derivation for pradikarma is pradikarma chikitsa. Chakrapani commentary. Pradikarma means the treatment. Pravartistu pradikarma samarambha. That is in the beginning, ichchadi. Kedidum ichchadi di chikitsa is the derivation for chikitsa, isn't it? Likewise, here pravartistu pradikarma samarambha, that a desire to initiate treatment. Pradikarma means pradikarma chikitsa, Chakrapani. A desire to initiate treatment is pravartistu pradikarma samarambha. Then other synonyms are aushada, veshaja, prakriti stapana. Prakriti stapana you can write yourself, that is maintaining the prakriti or bringing back the normalcy into the body, that is restoration of normalcy in the body. Then veshaja means what? Veshaja roga bhayam jayaditi, that which removes the fear of disease is veshaja. Okay, this is very much important synonyms of chikitsa. Now before entering into our topic, principles of chikitsa, we just a basic idea on the concept of ayu. See, ayu is 4 types: hidayu, ahidayu, sukhayu and dukhayu, isn't it? So our aim is to maintain this normalcy. Hidahidam sukham dukkam ayus tasya hidahidam manam chatacha etroktam ayurveda sauchyate. From the definition of ayurveda itself, we are getting the idea of how the importance of ayu is very much in our life. So for that we have to maintain the swastha in the body. Samadosha samagnischa samadhadu malakriya prasannatma indriya manaha. Only if all these are in the normalcy or in the swastha state, health is attained, isn't it? So our chikitsa should be focusing on these areas. all the principles adopted are focusing on bringing back the dosha to the samavastha, bringing the vikrita agni or vishama agni to its samavastha, bringing back the dhatu vaikrita to the samavastha. Everything is focusing on bringing back the swastha or restoring the swastha in the person. Aims of Chikitsa, the main two aims of Chikitsa is Swasthasya Swasthyam, Adurasya Vikara Prashamana. So, Swasthasya Swasthyam, that means the preventive measures. Adurasya Vikara Prashna, that is the curative aspects. So, preventive aspects is regarding the adoption of Swasthavrita, Rasayana Vajikarana, following yoga. Everything is included under the Swastha. Ajara Rasayana, that all you can include into the preventive aspect. Regarding curative aspect, Dosha Shina Brahmidavya, Kupida Prashamayitva, Vriddha Nirhadavya Sama Parivalaya. This sloka I have already discussed while discussing the Vriddhi and Shaya of the doshas. This is the one principle of main principle that is adopted in every year. That is dosha Shina. The doshas which are in the Shina avastha is brought back by Brahmana measures. Brahmidavya. Kupida Prashamedavya, that is the doshas which are in the aggravated stage is brought back to its by the Prashamana measures, it is brought back to the normalcy. Vriddha Nirhadavya, same. Sama Paribalya, and the normal doshas are maintained as such. This is the main aims of Chikitsa. Regarding the types of Chikitsa, again, this is another important question area. Explain the types of Chikitsa. That itself for 20 marks can be given, asked. Or else explain Trivida Chikitsa, explain Chaturvida Chikitsa, explain Panchavida Chikitsa. In separately also question can be asked. So be thorough with the types of Chikitsa. Ekavida Chikitsa, that is nothing but the Nidana Parivarjanam. Sanchepadaha Kriya Yogo Nidana Parivarjanam. Already I have explained in the Nidana Panchaka taken the previous classes. In detail I have given the explanation for all these. Nidanam doshakaraka hedunam, rogakaraka hedunam cha sarvado varjanam. Nidana is nothing but those factors or those hedu which are responsible for the dosha, kopa, rogakaraka, sarvado varjanam. Avoid that. That is the Nidana Parivarjana Chikitsa. And this is the main aim or the main principle of all the Chikitsa also. You have to parivarjana or abstain from the etiological factors. Even if after doing all the treatment, if the person is still following the Nidana, then the treatment is of no fruit, is fruitless. Coming to the Dvida Chikitsa, it can again be classified into Vyadikrama Chikitsa, that is Shida Ushna Chikitsa. Shida Chikitsa and Ushna Chikitsa, like what taken in the Shida Jwara and Ushna Jwara Chikitsa. Then Sandarpana Badarpana, Shodhana Shamana, Urjaskara and Rogakana. Then Roga Prashamanam, Abunarbhava Chikitsa, Dravya Phuta Chikitsa, Adravya Phuta Chikitsa, Rasayana Chikitsa, Vajikarana Chikitsa. Again, all these can be asked in this separately also. Explain Shodhana and Shamana. Likewise. Moving to the Trivida Chikitsa, Deva Vyabhasrayam, Yukti Vyabhasrayam, Sattvavajayam. Among these Trivida Chikitsa, this is the important question area. Explain the Trivida Chikitsa, Deva Vyabhasraya, Yukti Vyabhasraya, Sattvavajaya. Again, this can again be asked for 10 marks also. Explain Deva Vyabhasraya Chikitsa. Explain Yukti Vyabhasraya Chikitsa. Likewise. Asuri Manushi Devi, then Anda Parimarjanam, Behi Parimarjanam, Shastra Pranidhanam, Apakarshanam, Prakriti Vikhada, Nidana Parivarjanam, then Lankanam, Lankana Pajanam, Doshavasejanam, Hedu Viparita, Vyadi Viparita, Upaya Viparita. All these areas I have given the references also. You must go through these references also while studying. Okay. Moving to the Chaturvida Chikitsa, that is the 4 types of Chikitsa: Shodhanam, Shamanam, Aharam and Ajara Rasayana. Ajara, that is Vihara. Then Brahmanam, Shamanam, Nirharanam, Paripalanam. Panchavida Chikitsa is nothing but our Panchakarma Chikitsa, that is Vamana Virechana, Nasya Vasti and Rekta Mokshana. Shadvida Chikitsa, this is according to the Charakacharya's opinion. Lankana, Brahmanam, Rukshanam, Snehanam, Swedanam and Sthapan. It is very important area. Okay. Explain the Shadvida Chikitsa or according to Charakacharya. This is also a question. Saptavida Chikitsa is again an important area. Pajanam Deepanam Chutrit Vyayama Adapa Marudaha. This is according to Vakbada Acharya. Dashavida Chakilsa Chadushpragara Samshuddhi, that is Vamana Virejana, Vasti and Raktamokshana. Then Pipasa Maruda Adapa Pajana Upavasa and Vyayama. That means Dashavida. Then Ashtadasha Chikitsa, this I have already mentioned in the Nidana Panchakas regarding Samprapti, Hedu Viparita. These are the types of Samprapti. There we have discussed it. Hedu Viparita, Vyadi Viparita, Hedu Vyadi Viparita, Hedu Viparita Arthagari, Vyadi Viparita Arthagari, Hedu Vyadi Viparita Arthagari. These 6 types can be, again it is divided into Aushadha, Anna and Vihara. In total there will be 18 types. Then let's see the main important topic of our Chikitsa part, that is the Sandarpana or Lankana Brahmana Chikitsa, because this is a you mostly commonly asked question. Explain Brahmana Chikitsa, explain Sandarpana Chikitsa. Okay, this is very important. Now, Sandarpana Chikitsa or Brahmana Chikitsa is done to bring the Kshina or the Kshaya doshas to normalcy by adapting the Brahmana measures. It is done in Nirama Avastha. Clinically, you must be careful, check the Ama Avastha only. If it is in the Nirama stage only, you can adopt the Brahmana measures. The definition of Brahmana is Brihatvam yat sharirasya janaye tacha Brahmana. That which gives a Brihatvam or a nourishment to the Sharira, to the body, is Brahmana. Those drugs or those measures which brings the nourishment or a growth. In the Kshina Avastha, what is needed? A slight growth is needed to attain the normalcy. So that Chikitsa which gives the Brihatva is Brahmana. Now the Brahmana Dravya should possess the following qualities: Guru, Shida, Mridu, Snikta, Bahalam, Stulam, Pichilam, Mandam, Stiram, Slakshana. As you can see, these gunas are resembling the gunas of Kapha dosha, Ojas, isn't it? So, indirectly we can say that Brahmana Dravya is needed for the restoration of the Dhadus, that is indirectly that helps in the Ojas. Regarding the Panchavaudika constitution of a Brahmana Dravya, it should be predominant of Prithvi and Jala. Now, when Brahmana should be done? It should be done when the person is emaciated by Vyadi Vaishajya, that is due to the long-term usage of medicines he is emaciated, then we can adopt the Brahmana measures. Madhyastri Shoga Bhara, long Adva, that is long distance walking, Urachada Chirna, Ruksha Durbala Padala, Garpini, Sudika, Bala Vriddha. In all these conditions you can see it is a Vada predominant condition, isn't it? So there we need to impart the Brahmana measures, Brahmana Dravya. Then how we can give the Brahmana measures? That is by the usage of Mamsam, Shtiram, Sarpi, Siddha, Sarpi, Madhu, Anuvasanavasti, Swapna, Shaya, Sukha, Apyangam, Snanam, Nirvriti, Harshana. That is a pleasing measures. Then the Ahara and the Aushadha should be predominant or should be mostly with Mamsam, Kshiram, Siddha, Sarpi, etc. Now, where Brahmana should not be done? In Meha, Prameha, Amadosha Avastha, I told you Brahmana should be done only in the Ramastha Avastha. So it should not be followed in Amadosha. Adisnikta person when there is Jwara, Urustamba, Kushta Visarpa Vidrati Pliha, Stira, Khanda, Akshiroga, Stula. In all these cases, there will be excess of Kapha or Kleda or Amavastha in the body, and there Brahmana will aggravate the condition only, it won't bring any relief. So these cases are totally contraindicated for Snehana or Brahmana. Now the Samyak Lakshana is two main Lakshanas are very important. Bela Pushti Upalabhya, that is the person will attain his Bela. A Durbala person after Brahmana therapy, if he is attaining his normal Bala and Pushti, then our Brahmana therapy has attained the Samyak Lakshana. And Karshya Dosha Vivarchita, the previous ailments have been avoided or relieved. Adibramhida Lakshana, again that is like a complication of Brahmana, that is it will lead to Adistaulia, Abachi, Prameha, Mutra Krichna, Jvarakasa, Udara Bhagandara, Sanyasa, Ama and Kushta. So we should take care not to further proceed into the Adibrahmana stage. Now this was till here we have already studied in the Nidana part, but regarding Kaya Chikitsa we should know what are the diseases that arise due to Sandarpanajanya Vyadhi and its management also. So if you get a question on Brahmana Chikitsa, you have to write this part also. What are the Sandarpanajanya Vyadhi, how it is arising, and what are the measurements. Moving the Coming to the causes, Nidana of Sandarpana Janya Vyadhi, if you are thorough in the sloka, you can follow it. This is only the presentative form. Aharas include Snikta, Pichila, Guru, Madhura, Nava, Annapana, Navamatya, Anupamamsa, Gorasa, and Gaudigas Channa. Gorasa means all the milk products are included under Gorasa. And Gaudigas Channa means all the preparations prepared with jaggery. And these are the ahara that will lead to Sandarpanajanya Vyadhi. And the viharas include in those persons who are lazy or who is hating physical work, then excessive day sleep, Shaya Sugam is more susceptible to Sandarpanajanya Vyadhi. Now these are the Sandarpanajanya Vyadhis. References Charagam Sutra, Prameha Pitaka, Prameha as well as Prameha Pitaka, the complication of Prameha, Pitaka Koda Kandu, then Pandu Shobam, Kushtam, Staulya, Alasya, Amaya Pradoshaja Vyadhi as well as Klybia. So what happens when excessive kledha happens in our body? If you think like that, you will get the Sandarpanajanya Vyadhis also. Now how we can adopt the Brahmana therapy. This is only explained in the previous slide also. I have just classified the same part into Ahara, Vihara and Aushadha. The Ahara should include Mamsam, Shira, especially Ajamamsa, Shira, Siddha, Sarpi and Madhu. Vihara includes Swapna, Shaya, Sugha, Abhyanga, Snana, Nirvriti and Harshana. Aushadhas include Anvasanavasti and the Dravya should be predominant with Madhura Rasa. Again, the Samanya Chigals of Sandarpanajanya Vyadhis, taking just the previous slide in as the basic, how we can formulate a Chigilsa is that in the Shodhana part, Vamana Virejana Rekta Mokshana, Vyayama Upavasa Dhumapana Svedana can be adopted. As for a Shamana, Madhu plus Afaya Churna plus Agastya Haridaki can be adopted. Then Utkarshana, another form of Udvartana only, Pradeha. Then Ahara Vihara is Ruksha Yava Godhuma Nitya Vyayama. See here the principle is to remove the excessive kledha in the body or the excessive kapha dosha in the body. That was about Sandarpana. Moving to Abatarpana or the Lankana Chikilsa. Abatarpana and Lankana are used simultaneously as synonyms. Abatarpana, Abatarpanam, Yat Kinjit Lakavagaram Dehe, Tat Langhanam Smridam, Charakam Sutra. That which brings Lakhava to the body or whatever measures is able to reduce or bring a Lakhavat or Lekuttu or lightness to the body is known as Langhana. Langhanam Lakhavaya, that is which is able to make the body light. Then, according to Basavarajiya, Langhanam to Upavasaha, Langanam Bhojane Lekhu, Langanam to Shushkapanyam, Langanam Paramaushadam. There are 4 explanations given to Langana according to Basavarajiya. Langana is Upavasa itself, Langanam to Lagu Bhojana, Langanam to Shushkapaniya, Langanam Paramaushad. Langana is the main medicine itself. Here Shushkapaniya means Ushna Jala. Now the properties of Langana Dravya are, it should have the following qualities like Lagu, Ruksha, Ushna, Tikshna, Vishada, Sukshma, Khara, Sara and Khatina. Moving to the Panchabhaudika constitution, it should the Lagudravya should have is possessed with Agni, Vayu and Akasha Mahabhutas. Types of Langhana. Again, this is important according to, you can get a question regarding explain the Langhana types according to Vakpada, explain according to Charaka. Separate, as to questions, separate questions also you can get a question. Now according to Vakpada, Langhana is of Shodhana and Shamana. Shodhana is nothing but the Panchakarmas, Niruho Vamanam, Videjana Nasi and Rektamoshana. And Shamana includes Pajanam, Deepanam, Shutrit, Vyayama, Adapa, Maruda. According to Charaka, there are again 10 types as well as 3 types. 10 types I have already explained in the Dashavita Chigilsa, Chadush Prakara, Samshuti. That is Vamana, Virejana, Nasya and Niruhavasti. Pipasa, Maruda, Adapa, Pajana, Upavasa and Vyayama. These 4 plus 6 makes the 10 types. And again in Charagam Vimanasthanam, there are 3 types mentioned, that is Lankanam, Lankana Bhajanam and Dosha Avasejanam. That is in the Alpa Dosha Avastha Lankana alone, in Madhyama Bela Dosha Avastha Lankana along with Bhajana, and in Bahu Dosha Avastha, Dosha Avasejanam must be adopted. This is the Ama Dosha Chigilsa. Now, indications of Lankana. You can see the contraindications of Brahmana are the indications of Langana. That is Meham, Amadosham, Adisnikta, Jwara, Urustamba, Kushta Visarpa Vidriti Pliha, and Shira, Kanda Akshirogi Langana is advised. So, the conditions, some conditions where Nitya Langana is advised is the indications of Langana. Shishiretu Abaranabi. In other conditions, in the Shishira Rudu, you can do the Langana, because in Shishira Rudu, it is the Visarga Kala. So, the person will have more Bela during Shishira Rudu. So, other persons who are accept these indications, for all other persons, Langana can be done in the Shishira Rudu. Samyak Lankana Lakshanam, very important. If you get a question on Lankana, you should not skip this point. The sloga is important here. Vimalendriyada, Lakhavam Ruji, Ulsaham, Tandra Nasha, Shutrit Sahodaya, Shuddha Hridayutkara Khandata, Vyadi Martava Samulsaha, Tandra Nashascha Lengite. Vimalendriyada means clarity of the sense organs, lightness to the body. Aruji will be the symptom of disease, but after Langana, the person will get his ruji, normal ruji back. Shutrit Sahodaya, ability to which normal hunger and satiety is felt. Shuddha Hridayutkara Kandata, clear belching. Vyadi Madhava, relief from the disease, from the ailment that he was suffering. Ulsaham Tandira Nasha. Okay. This Samyak Langana Lakshana is otherwise called as Langana Phala also. That is the benefits of Langana, of doing Langana in the body. The same sloka you have to write. Vimalendrida Sargomalanam Lakhavam Karma Samarthyam Shutrit Sahodaya Shuddha Hridayutkara Kandada Vyadi Martava Mulsaha Tandra Nashascha Langide. Ashtanga Sangra Sutrasthana 24th chapter. Sloka. Then Adilankita Lakshana, here Varcha Mutra Graha. There will be, if Lankana is continued for more than indicated, then there will be constipation and Mutra Graha. Then Pramam, Kasam, Trishna, Arojaka. Then Shaya of Sneha, Agni, Agnichayam, Nidrachayam, Drik Srotrachayam, Shukra Ojakshayam, Chut Swarakshayam. Shaya will happen. Then pain in or Shula in Basti, Hrid, Murtha, Janga, Uru, Triga and Pashva. This is the Adilankita Lakshana. And again Pralaba, Urdhva, Anila, Glani, Shardi and Parvasti, Vedana. That was about Lankana Jigilsa. Moving on to the Rukshana Jigilsa. Rauksham, Kharatvam, Vaishadyam, Yat Kurya Tadirukshana. That which imparts the roughness to the body. Raukshya, Kharatva, Vaishadya. Clarity to the body is nothing but Rukshana Jigilsa. Now, the properties of Ruksha Dravya must include Ruksham, Lagu, Kara,
Tishnushna, Stira, Pichil and Katina. Then the therapy that is Ruksha therapy is the therapy in which the oiliness or the stickiness in the body are dried up and reduced, that by helping in the chikitsa or relieving of the ailment. Now the indications of Rukshna Chikitsa is mainly in the Kapha Vriddhi Vikaras, like in the Mahadoshamasta and Marmasta, Uru Stampa, Penasam, Kasam, Prameha are some examples. Then where there is more Kapha Vriddhi that leads to Srodha, as in Uru Stampa, you can see there is Srodha, and there the Ruksha therapy is indicated. And how we can adopt the Ruksha therapy? By the usage of Khadudikta Kashaya Dravyas, Vyayamam, then Khali Pinyaga, usage of Takra, Madhu. All are some examples in which Rukshna can be adopted. Kadutikta Kashayanam Sevanam Srishu Samyaha Kalipinyaka Takranam Madhuvadinam Cha Rukshnam. Takra Madhu, these are all Ruksha in nature. Now, regarding the clinical aspects of Rukshna in the clinical practice, preparations like Kolakulatadi Churna, Kottam Chukadi Churna, Lodra, Chandana, Udumbara, these are all having Ruksha properties that can be adopted for Utvartana, Utkarshana, etc. Levana. Then, as I told before, Rukshna is indicated in the Kapha Vriddhi Vikaras, where there is excessive Kledavastha or Smigdavastha, and this helps in removing that excessive Kleda or Smigdamsha, like in Prameham, Kasam. Then for Staurya, Ruksha Utvartana is indicated. In Amavada, Valuka Sveda is mentioned. In Prameha, Utvartana with Arakvadadi Gana is specifically mentioned. These are all some examples for Rukshana. Moving to the Stambhana Chikitsa, that Chikitsa which helps to lessen or stop the movement of the dosha or dhatus, which is in an excessive chala avastha or dreva state, is Stambhana Chikitsa. So we can say that Stambhana Chikitsa can be used in two aspects. That is in the Adipravarti state, like in case of Adhisara and Grahani, there is Adipravarti of Pitta dosha. And in Vimargagavana state, that is in the Rekta Pitta Avastha. So there we are adopting the Stampana Chikitsa, where there is the excessive Chala Avastha or the Drava Avastha of the Dosha Dhatus. And Stambanam definition is Stambanam Stambhayadi Yad Gadimada. Likewise, I told you that which is stopping the Gadi or lessening the Gadi. Stambana, that is which is bringing the Stambana to the Gadi, is Chalam Dhruva, is known as Stambana Chikitsa. Then the Dravya Gunas of Stambana Dravya Guna are Shida, Manda, Mrudu, Slekshna, Ruksha, Sukshma, Drava and Stira. Also, you should have the property of Lagu Guna. So we can say that Stambana therapy is indicated where the body fluids, like it can be anything, Rekta, Mutra, Sweda, Mala, they are in the excessive state or in the abnormal state, that which is resulting in a debility. In such a situation, we are using the Stambhana Chikitsa. Even running of nose, diarrhea, these are all can be adopted for, these all conditions can be taken for Stambhana Chikitsa. Likewise, in Adisara, Grahya Aushadas are used. In Adimutra Pravarti, Lodra Asava is mentioned. In hemorrhage or Rektasrava, hemostatic measures have to be adopted. So all these can be included under the Stambhana Chikitsa. Now indications, that is the picture, Pitta Agnidatta, Vamya Adisara Pidita, Visha Sweda Adiyoga. In Adisweda condition, Adisweda Purusha, we can use Stambhana measures like cold shower bath, sleeping in cool air or moonlight. Mukta Pishti is given internally. Now Samyik Sampida Lakshana is Belalati and Edokta Amir Jita, that is attainment of the Bela, and Edokta Amir Jita, that is whichever Vyadi he was suffering from, that if he gets the relief from that Vyadi, then that we can say that Samyak Lakshana has been attained. These are the Adistambhita Lakshana, that is Shavata, Hritvacha Nigraha, Hanusangraha, Udvega, and Saptagatrada. Sloka is not that much important, but you have to get an idea on the Adistambhita Lakshanas. So thus we come to the main question point, exam point of view on the principles of Chikitsa. Now Rasayana and Vajigana is yet another topic that has to be taken. So till now, or you cannot, all the points that has been covered are very important. You will get a single separate questions on each area. Explain Lankana, explain Brahmana. Those are the mostly same questions asked. Then Brahmana, then Shodhana, explain Shamana, again types of Chikitsa, definition of Chikitsa, Chikitsa Nirukti. Each area is very important regarding the exam point of view. Thank you. Thus we come to the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.